Iran is on the edge, and tonight the crackdown has turned darker. What you are seeing here, it is not a protest control, it is a regime survival mode. And according to explosive reports, Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, he has gone beyond Iran's own forces to crush a growing revolt. You're watching Times XP. My name is Dhriti Yatri, and here's what is shaking Iran today. Iran has allegedly brought about 800 armed Iraqi fighters to smash protests inside the country. Not tourists, not pilgrims, gunmen, 800 gunmen. Men linked to Iranian-backed militia groups like Khatib Hezbollah and other organizations as well. Now, these are not ordinary units. These are battle-hardened fighters trained for urban warfare, suppression, and intimidation. But you know how did they enter Iran? Quietly, undercover, disguised as religious pilgrims. According to reports, they crossed into Iran during pilgrimage moment, blending faith with force. There was no announcement, there was no official acknowledgement, just boots on the ground. But you know why this matters? Because when government import foreign fighters to control its own people, it sends one message loud and clear. The regime no longer trusts its own system to hold. Now look at what's happening on the streets here in Iran. In Tehran's historic Grand Bazaar, the heart of commerce and political memory, security forces fired tear gas at the demonstrators. This is symbolic. When protests reach bazaar, it means the anger has spread beyond students and activists. It has reached traders, workers, families. The economic backbone of Iran is protesting. And you know why these people are so angry? Because life is becoming unbearable for them. Prices are soaring, jobs are disappearing, sanctions are biting hard, the currency keeps falling. For ordinary Iranians, survival is now a daily struggle, and patience, it is running out. Well, the crackdown has been really brutal here. Human rights groups, they say that more than 24 people have been killed already. Many more are injured, hundreds are detained. Well, this is now being described as Iran's most serious unrest in 3 years. Phones seized, internet slowed, neighborhoods sealed. The state, it is just trying to choke the uprising street by the street. And now comes the political pressure here. From exile, Reza Pahlavi, former Iran's crown prince, he has issued a call. Not for isolated protest, but for coordination. Workers, students, merchants, security inside, all moving together because scattered anger, he says, it helps the regime survive. Unified action, it threatens it. Inside Iran, the leadership is under stress from every direction here. An economy in crisis, public anger boiling over, regional tensions rising, and now accusations of using foreign militia against Iranian citizens. This is dangerous territory. Even outside Iran, the reaction is sharp. US President Mr. Donald Trump, he has openly fumed over the violence, accusing Tehran of brutality and warning that regime's action will only deepen its isolation. Washington is watching closely, so are Iran's neighbors. This is a bigger picture. In the end, Iran is not just fighting protesters, it is fighting time. Every baton strike, every tear gas, every foreign gunman allegedly bought in, well, they must buy silence for a night. But they also fuel the fire beneath the surface because history tells us just one thing very clearly. When a state needs outside control, and that too for its own people, the real battle has already moved inside. And tonight, Iran is standing at that dangerous line between control and collapse.